Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you are new, welcome. So I am Lucy with Desert Housewife. So if you are new to the channel, make sure to take a second, explore around, and make sure to hit the like button on this video, comment down below any questions you might have, and subscribe to the channel as well. Let's go ahead and jump right into today's video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to construct your teaching portfolio and what I put in mind to help me land every job that I've used this for. So every in-person interview that I've done, I have brought this with me for teaching related jobs, and every interview that I've brought this with me, I have gotten the job. So that being said, having some sort of portfolio or other things with you when you're going on your job interview can be really helpful or important. So I'm going to break down what's in mine and then give you some suggestions, pointers, or ideas. Obviously, get creative and make your own. You don't have to use exactly what I'm using. So the first thing I have is my cover page, and this is just an apple, since apples symbolize teaching, and my name, and then what it is, the teaching portfolio. So this is just a cover page. I think it looks really nice. I got this off Teachers Pay Teachers. It wasn't free, but it wasn't really expensive either. I'm sure you can find other ones too that are just as good. I also had to go down to Xerox or Kinko's, I don't remember exactly where, to get it printed in color, since I don't have a color printer at home, but it was definitely worth the investment. So it does cost a couple bucks, but it was definitely worth it, and I got a lot of copies, so that way if I ever did want to go back into teaching, I would have some ready and made. So that would be my first page. And all of these would go in some sort of sleeve. I would recommend the ones that open kind of like a book, if you're going to put more than one page, obviously, so people can flip through. Or you can buy multiple of these and then buy the book, and these can go in. It kind of acts like a binder. So you're going to want to put this within your slip cover and make your own book. So that would be your first page, your cover page. The next thing I like to do is I like to put my resume. So even though your resume is online, they may have it printed out and everything as well, I really like to have my resume as an extra copy for them to reference, even though they might have their own. So on my resume, I keep it really simple, just to one page. I have my experience and my education and my skills all listed on here. Anything I think is really important. So I kind of just bullet or bold it, put it in bold, put the dates, and then put a little bit of a description of what each job I had did. And then for my education, I put anything that I was super proud of or anything important. So I put the colleges that I attended, and then I put the GPAs since they were really good and I wanted to show that off. And then the skills, I put down some secondary skills that I have that would make me a good fit for this position. And then also you could always include references on the very bottom if you have more room. And the next couple pages. So again, these don't have to go all in the same order. You can definitely change up the order and make it work for you. I'm just showing you the order that I would most likely put it in, or that I try to remember that I did put it in when I used this. And the reason why I don't have my actual copy anymore is because since this is so just, I don't want to say cheap, but it's not very expensive. You don't have to spend a ton of money to make these. And it's just printing paper, right? So I give these to the person that I'm interviewing with, and I tell them it's for them to keep. Especially if they don't hire you right on the spot, that'll get them to remember you and to take a second look and to be able to say, hey, I remember this person because I've got all these references here about this person. So it'll just help them remember you more. So it's a good idea, I think, to allow them to keep whatever you make. Just don't make it too expensive, so that way you don't mind giving it away, and remaking it is super easy. The next thing that I did, because I didn't have any teaching experience when I had made this, I only had student teaching and practicum hours when I made this portfolio, since this was for my first ever teaching job that I made it for, but then I continued to use it afterwards as well. So you can include this if you want to. If you're a more veteran teacher, you might not need to include this just because it might not be that necessary for you, but as a first year teacher or even in your first few years, I'd highly recommend something that shows off your experience. So the next thing I did was I included some pictures of my work with students, and notice how their faces are not directly in the photos because I didn't want for privacy reasons for their faces to be plastered all over the photos, but also I know that only administrative people are going to see this. This is not going to be posted on the internet or anything. Obviously in the YouTube video it will, but what I'm saying is just try to keep it very simple and unidentifiable for privacy reasons, I would say. So I put some work that we did in first grade, and the reason why this is important is because it shows a holiday cultural celebration. It also shows a lot of the work that we did, and I, being the student teacher, had to hang up all of this by myself. So super important. And then your work with students. So small group opportunities are a great time to be able to showcase your time with students. So I have some pictures here of that as well. And then last but not least, if you already have a job and you are working through college or working through school like I was at the time, a great thing to do is if you have a great relationship with your boss, you could ask them, and if you respect them, of course, and they respect you, you could ask them for a letter of recommendation. So this has been really helpful for me, and I also put this person down as a reference as well on my resume, but having a letter of recommendation just shows that someone really thinks highly of you. And so that's a really great attribute as well, and something to consider putting in your teaching portfolio. So those are all the elements that I included within my teaching portfolio. So something for you to consider if you are trying to get a job. I know that contracts are coming out or they've already come out, and some districts are later than others, but if you're considering, or if you just finished your student teaching and you are still looking forward to getting a job this August or September for the start of the new school year, consider making a teaching portfolio or something that's going to help make you stand out against the other applicants. So hopefully today's video was helpful for you. If you liked it, I have more teaching content on my channel for you to take a look at as well to get you pumped up for the new school year. Also, make sure to like the video if you liked it. Leave me a comment on something you'd like to see next, or just a comment in general. And make sure to subscribe to the channel if you are new. I have so much content out there for everyone and more to come each week.